90% of projects fail because of the same problems, particularly for creative people like you who are probably working on these projects alone. To help you fix this, I'm going to share with you what I've done with my projects, and I'm emerging from a project failure right now. Uploading to YouTube has taken a bit of a hit recently. Now, my projects are all very similar in that they all focus on passive income, but the problems I'm going to be talking about apply to any project. I have several online courses, a couple of stock photography portfolios, and YouTube on the go. And that's in addition to my full-time job, which has its own challenging projects. Now, I have these 4 online courses on Udemy, which is what we'll focus on, where the first 2 nearly didn't get finished. So it took 482 hours to get this engineering statics course made, and then 436 hours to get this Thermodynamics engineering course made. Now that's a stupidly long amount of time to spend on these projects when you're doing it alongside a full-time job. And as it took so long, the start and end dates were around 18 months apart. That's crazy. I knew before I started that this was kind of an overwhelming task, and there wasn't a guarantee that the project would succeed in actually earning any money. So I enlisted help from a similar-minded friend who was willing to give it a go.
Alright there, mate. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. I've got an idea for you. And he basically took on 50% of the project. This would be my first tip, which can really help a new type of project where you're uncertain on how it's going to perform. He gets a 50% cut from the royalties of these courses, if you were wondering. Teaming up to tackle this project was the primary reason it actually got finished. If either of us had started alone, it simply wouldn't have been finished. If I had an off week, he would often have a good week.
Well, I've done loads, mate.
In terms of progress, and vice versa. Simply having someone to talk about the project in detail helped us both keep going. This might explain why projects in larger organizations seem to succeed more, in that progress isn't relying on just one person. Now, I did also make a couple of courses on my own. This one in particular. And you might be saying, well, hey, you just told me to find a friend and now you're contradicting yourself. But the difference is I got some validation from those first 2 projects that I could actually earn some passive income from these projects. And I didn't have that before. Still though, it was an overwhelming task, and the key thing was to break it down into manageable chunks that could be completed each time that I sat down to work on it. Breaking it down into categories like script writing, audio recording, video recording, and editing in a matrix like this allowed me to focus on key elements for each video of the course. Once complete, I could fill the squares in green as a visual representation of making progress. I can visually see the progress. And that's better than putting time into your project and thinking, well, I think I've made some progress. But there's one killer overriding reason why people fail with their projects: crippling demotivation. Which is exactly where I found myself with YouTube for the last couple of months. I'm still keen and interested in working on my YouTube project. It's just a massive struggle to keep up with the upload process. And I was frustrated with the channel's performance. What I had to do was just get started, as gradual improvement, video by video, should yield better results. Doing nothing would achieve nothing. To kickstart things, I tried seeking out some coaching. Athletes seem to think there's some value in coaching, so why not give it a go, right? So I booked in for a session with a fantastic YouTuber called Ed from Film Booth to try and get myself going again. This was a session I paid for, and this forced me to start because I didn't want to waste my money. It was a good hour of talking about what might work for my channel, as well as things that I was perhaps slipping up on. And that was several days ago, and now I have a video live, so I think it has helped me push things along. I recognise the power of coaching and mentoring, as I've been in the coach or mentor role as a professional before. If you're having difficulty with your projects, then perhaps leave a comment down below and I'd love to give you some encouragement. I love hearing about creative ideas and I'd love to see you succeed. Keep going.